In this video snippet, I'll be taking you through a high-level overview of the main features of the Evoke app. I'll run Evoke, which I've already installed, and log in using my login details. The first page that gets displayed allows you to select the app that you wish to work on. A number of sample apps are provided. These demonstrate many of the features available within Evoke. Here I'm going to select one of these sample apps, the Sales Order Processing app. Each app can have multiple versions. Here I'll select the current production version. Once a version is selected, the app design data is loaded, and when the load is complete, you're able to go into the various aspects of the design using the menu options on the left side of the screen. The Entities option allows you to work on your data model. This data model is a database agnostic description of the data which sits behind your app's UI. The content and shape of this data model should be driven by the structure and makeup of your UI and should be designed in a way which allows data to be displayed and manipulated by the UI in the most efficient and convenient manner. It should not be driven by the structure of data within your database, although you may find that in many places these two data models may be similar. An Evoke data model is made up of entities, each of which contains a series of properties or data fields. Each property can be set to a specific type, which can be a simple data type or an entity type. The latter allows you to define the links and relationships between your entities. An entity can also have a list of selection names associated with it. This allows you to define the selections that the UI can utilize, but does not define how these are to be implemented. This is down to the specific database platform. The Classifications menu option allows you to define the standard lists of status and classification codes that are used within your app. Here we can see the lists that are used in the SOP app. Classifications are often, though not exclusively, used to populate drop-down lists within the UI. The menu option allows you to create the menu hierarchy of your app. This can utilize as many levels as required. The main purpose of the menu system is, of course, to allow the user to access the various parts of your app, and thus you are able to link individual menu nodes to page UI via the page series setting. This leads us nicely into talking about the pages area, which is where you'll probably spend most of your time within the Evoke Designer. The main concept here is that you create a number of page series, each of which will contain one or more individual pages. These pages contain the UI content of your app. Other videos in this training series take you through the wide range of features available within the Page Designer. The final menu option takes you into a submenu that's dedicated to generating Visual or Xamarin Studio code. It allows you to define the database repositories that you have on your local network that will contain the data structures that your app will use to store its data. Evoke allows multiple repositories to be defined. An important part of the generator section is the data mappings page, which allows you to define how the entity-based Evoke data model maps onto your database layer. The generator section obviously also allows you to initiate code generation of either the web or native app version of your application. Here we'll launch code generation of our web app. Evoke is designed to allow code generation to be performed over and over again against the same Visual Studio project without changing any customization work that you may have done within Visual Studio.